big breakthrough in medicine, the FDA approving a first ever postpartum antidepressant. For more on this, we have the perfect guest, a medical doctor and psychiatrist. Joining us now is Dr. Yalda Safai. Dr. Safai, thank you so much for joining us. Before we get into this new treatment, a lot of people don't know exactly what postpartum is and postpartum depression, how it affects mothers and families, and how can it lead to postpartum depression?
Okay, so after childbirth, and thank you for mentioning this because I don't think this topic has gotten enough attention up until this point. After childbirth, we have a plummet of multiple hormones, including progesterone and estrogen, that happens right after childbirth. It's thought that this plummet of hormones is contributing to some of these mood symptoms that we see after a child is born. We have low mood, low energy, difficulty sleeping, poor appetite. It can get more severe. It could turn into suicidal ideations, even suicidal plan for the mother and newborn. It can progress to postpartum psychosis, which involves hallucinations, sometimes command type, telling the mother to harm the baby or harm themselves or do other things, and other times not command type. We've seen many examples of this over the years of mothers harming themselves or their newborn baby. So it's really important that we shed a light on this. This new drug is different and it's a breakthrough because up until this point, the drugs that we have to treat depression take about 6 weeks to work. And we know in that critical stage after childbirth, we do not have 6 weeks to wait for a drug to take effect. This drug is different because it shows promise within 3 days of taking it. You're meant to take it for 2 weeks straight, once a day. And the result of the study that was a result of the study that they used to approve this drug showed that you could see results within 3 days. It was a small trial, but it showed tremendous promise.
Yeah, this new drug that you just mentioned, it's called zaranolone. It's the first oral medication to treat postpartum depression. Dr. Safai, so at what point do the doctors or mom or family determine that we're now at a postpartum depression and they need to, if this medication is available, take this medication, because I had 3 little babies, so I definitely experienced some sort of that, but not to the extreme of postpartum depression. So can it take months for it to come about? Is it weeks? When should they seek help, essentially?
Sure. So the manufacturers of the drug are very clear that the people that they use in the clinical trial were suffering from severe depression. It wasn't mild to moderate. Anybody could have mild to moderate depression. And right now, the recommendations for mild to moderate depression is psychotherapy or traditional medications if needed. But this drug is meant for those who are suffering from severe debilitating depression, sometimes suicidal ideations. And also, it's important to note that the trial was done on mothers who were not breastfeeding. So we still don't know what the effect of it is in breastfeeding mothers. We also don't know in this trial, they only followed up the participants for 45 days. We don't know what happens after 45 days. The thing is, the FDA sometimes approves drugs for debilitating conditions. It's called a conditional approval, which means that they'll approve the drug, but they require the manufacturer to keep submitting data about its safety and efficacy and keep doing research on it. We saw the same thing happen with the drug for ALS. Because the illness is devastating, they sometimes fast track a drug for approval. When we administer a drug, we always think about outweighing the benefits and the costs. If the benefits outweigh the costs, then we administer the drug. And this condition, severe debilitating depression after childbirth, has lethal consequences sometimes for both the mother and the baby.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think fast tracking something like this is extremely important, and then there will be future studies. I do want to quickly, we have about 25 seconds, I want to touch on this horrific story that came out this weekend. Police saying a prominent cancer doctor in New York, she shot and killed her baby before turning the gun on herself. It's horrible, this story. So she had a baby back in March. Do you think that postpartum depression could have been a factor in this, or what may have caused this?
Sure. Well, I can't comment on her mental state because I don't know and they haven't announced it yet,
Sure.
but it definitely needs to be ruled out because she just had a newborn a few months ago. And depression can present 4 months after childbirth. So definitely needs to be ruled out.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just a horrible story. Dr. Yalda Safai, thank you so much for bringing our attention to postpartum depression. It's so important for people out there to know what it is and the symptoms. And a reminder to anyone experiencing anxiety, depression, or suicidal thoughts, talk to someone, seek help, or you can call 988. All right.